So, welcome to today's session, how to break into six-figure data and AI careers. And we're talking data management, data governance, and AI governance, even with zero tech background. And we will be exploring the CDMP certification pathway. So please put in the chat, where are you joining us from? I love having an interactive session. So I will be monitoring the chat. Where are you joining us from? Where are you? Please write in the chat. Where are you joining us from? I see Canada. Awesome. Awesome. Where are you joining us from? Please put in the chat. Okay, Ohio, Canada. Awesome. Where are you joining us from? Canada. Awesome. Awesome. Where are you joining us from? Oh, the great state of Texas. I like how you wrote that. All right. Awesome. Awesome. So great to have you all here today. Oh, Ontario, Canada. Awesome. Okay, so if you've been watching from the sidelines as AI and data roles explode, and you're feeling like you've missed the boat because you don't have a tech degree or coding skills, I'm here to tell you you're actually in the perfect position to break in right now. And I'm going to show you how you can do that in the next 60 minutes. I always like to do a little check to ensure that I have the right people in the room. So this training is for you. If I say anything, oh, we have someone from Poland. Awesome. Okay, if I say anything that applies to you, feel free to say yes in the chat so I know that I have the right people in the room. So if you feel underpaid, undervalued, or overqualified in your current role, or you want a higher paying career with better work-life balance and benefits, if you're an immigrant who came to Canada, UK, US for a better life, but you've been forced to take low-paying jobs that are below your skill level and experience, then this training is for you. Put a yes in the chat if anything applies to you so that I know I have the right people in the room. If you're tired of applying for jobs and not getting interviews, you want to transition into tech, but you don't have coding skills or a tech degree, if you're worried about AI changing the job market and you want to stay ahead, then this training is for you. If you want to add data skills as a competitive advantage, or you've been trying to figure it out alone but feel overwhelmed. And finally, if you're ready for a career change that could transform your life, then this training is most definitely for you. So if you answered yes to any of this, then this masterclass is for you. While I like to check the people, check to see who the training is for, I also like to call out who the training is not for. So this training is not for you if you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, then this is not the right place. If you're not willing to invest time learning new skills, if you're not open to continuous learning and growth, if you expect career transformation without effort, or you're not ready to put in the work that it takes to transition into six-figure roles, then this training is not for you. Okay? So I want to believe that I have the right people in the room. So by the end of this masterclass, you will know why data management, data governance, and AI governance are fast growing and in high demand. You know why you should align your career with roles that grow with AI, how you can leverage your previous experience in any industry to break into data management, data and AI governance. You would also learn my proven land method, which will help you get called for interviews, sell yourself powerfully, and negotiate six-figure salaries. Then you'll learn the step-by-step roadmap which professionals like you have used to secure high-paying roles across the globe. And finally, how Tech Thrivers can help you position as a six-figure data and AI professional in 8 weeks. My promise to you is I'll deliver as much value as I can in this free 60 minutes masterclass. Nothing I teach is based on theory. I broke into tech successfully. I transformed my life and that of my family. And now I teach people to do the exact same thing. Everything I'm going to teach you today works because it has worked for me. It has worked for a lot of my friends and family. And then it has worked for a lot of my mentees and students as well. So basically everything you need to know so you can grow your income to $100,000 using predictable, repeatable systems instead of guesswork, failure, and fake it till you make it tactics. So who are we? This training is brought to you by Tech Drivers Consulting Canada. We're a Canadian education technology company empowering non-tech professionals to launch high-paying tech careers through upskilling, career coaching, and mentoring. Our organization is a Microsoft Training Services partner, and we've trained hundreds of professionals in the past 5 years. We have students across the globe, so majorly in Canada, US, UK, Australia, and Nigeria. And today I saw there's someone from Poland, so if she joins, or I don't know if it's a he or she, but if the individual from Poland joins, maybe we would add Poland to the countries, the list of countries where we have our students. So we have several programs. We have data governance, data management work experience program, data analytics work experience program, business analysis, cybersecurity, and AI. So we have these different career tracks, and we help our students get at least at a minimum 90,000 US dollars as their average starting salaries. But of course, we have students who get a lot more than that, so 100,000, 120. It's all possible, but there are different factors. Now, we don't just train you, we help you transform your career. So that is our goal with our students. So meet our team. We have our leadership and advisory team. I'm Jennifer. I'm the founder and CEO of Tech Drivers Consulting. I have over 20 years experience in education, leadership, entrepreneurship across 3 continents. And I've led data and AI teams in government and the private sector. I'm a career coach and consultant. On our team, we have Dr. Eunice. Dr. Eunice has over 20 years experience at Shell Petroleum Development Company, where she worked as a procurement manager. And now she is a university professor in the UK. She's an expert in governance, compliance, and contract management. We also have Francis. Francis has over 15 years experience driving enterprise data and AI transformation across oil and gas, insurance, retail, and finance. We have Gregory as well. Gregory has 20 years experience leading enterprise strategy and data and AI innovation initiatives across finance, banking, healthcare, and professional services. We have Anthony on our team. He's a project management consultant. He has over 20 years experience delivering complex projects across financial services, higher education, and nonprofit sectors at some of Canada's most respected institutions. Then we have Christopher on the team. Christopher has over 20 years experience supporting enterprise data environments at the Government of Alberta. He's a specialist in data stewardship, data quality, and career transition coaching. So together, these are the team members for Tech Drivers Consulting. And this training, like I said, is brought to you by Tech Drivers Consulting. At the end of last year, we expanded our operations from North America and the UK into Africa. So we set up a training hub in Africa as well. That's in Nigeria. So here is my background. This was me some years back. I started off in the education sector. So I worked as a Montessori educator, an education consultant, an entrepreneur. I worked with UNICEF as an early childhood consultant. And then I founded my Tutorland, which is an online tutoring company. So these are things I did for so many years. I like to share my background because I know a lot of you coming into tech are coming from other backgrounds. So that's why I like to start my story by telling you where I came from, or what I have done, or what I did before I transitioned into tech, because you too, just like me, you may not have a tech background, a tech degree, but it's also possible for you to transition into tech. So I run 2 schools in Nigeria. I have South Pacific School, there's Ruby Center, and Iris Center, which I founded in 2014. I've trained over 10,000 career professionals in the past 8 years, and I've gained recognition for my work from the federal government of Nigeria to the Lumelu Foundation, Farafina, UNICEF, Lagos Business School, and Leads Africa. Then I migrated to Alberta, Canada. So I am in Alberta, Canada, and I've worked, and I currently work as a data consultant. I lead a team of data and AI professionals in one of the biggest organizations in Canada. I'm a data and AI consultant for SMEs in North America and Africa. I work remotely, giving me time and flexibility for my family. And I always say this part of I work remotely because I know that a lot of people still wonder if there are remote roles out there. A lot of people want to transition into remote roles. So I add this part to my story because I want you to know that yes, there are still lots of remote roles out there. I'm an official trainer for Microsoft. So I'm an MCT. I train companies on the use of Microsoft technologies. I'm a tech career coach as well. I take people by hand through a step-by-step process to earning six figures in data and AI careers. And finally, I have clients that earn anywhere from $85,000 all the way to $250,000. I have several certifications. So I have the CDMP. I'm a certified data management professional. That's a certification that I will be talking about today. I'm also DCAM certified. That is data management capability assessment module. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. I'm a certified business analysis professional. I'm a Microsoft certified Power BI data analyst. I'm a certified project management professional, and I'm a certified Scrum Master as well. I share my certifications because I do love learning, and while certifications alone will not give you the job, certifications can open doors for you, as they have opened a lot of doors for me. So I'm the founder of Tech Travers Consulting. Like I said, I'm the founder of Ivy Spark Tech as well. And Ivy Spark Tech is the African arm of Tech Travers Consulting. Our mission is simple: to raise a global workforce of data and AI professionals. So my journey thus far has been, I started off as an educator in Nigeria. I migrated to Canada. I became a senior data analyst, then a data consultant. And today I'm the founder of Tech Travers Consulting. So you may be wondering, how did I move from education to senior data analyst or data and AI consultant in Canada, where the job market is tight, mostly for immigrants who come with no Canadian work experience? And for those of you in the US, still applicable because a lot of my students are in the US and they have gotten jobs in AI governance and data governance. So I will give you step-by-step process, which you can also replicate. So what's the problem that Tech Travers is here to solve? What am I here to solve? Why am I on this call with you? Now, in speaking to so many professionals through the years, these are the things that I found out. The major thing is talented professionals are being left out of the tech economy. And the reason they are being left out is they don't know where to start. They want to get into tech, but then the entry points seem to be hidden. They think they need to code, so they never apply just because they think, oh, for me to work in tech, I have to code. And so they don't want to code, so they don't break in, they don't find a way to get into tech. Also, they don't realize their existing skills are already worth hundred thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars. Now, everyone on this call, I believe you've worked somewhere before. So that tells me that you already have some experience, which you should be leveraging when you want to pivot into tech. And finally, many professionals wait to feel ready. Now, while you're waiting to feel perfectly ready to actually transition into tech, the job is going to people who have the audacity, people who are ready. So people who may be less qualified than you, may have less experience than you. However, they are ready and they have that audacity. So while you're waiting to be perfectly ready, there are people who actually take the bull by the horn and actually face the job market. So these are some of the issues that I find, and today we're here to try to fix these issues. So I'm going to start by talking about the biggest lies about breaking into tech, and I'm talking data and AI careers, which a lot of people hold on to. From my conversation with hundreds of professionals over the years, I keep hearing the same thing from people. So let's talk about those lies that we tell ourselves. The first is you need to code to work in tech. I want to say this. Many six-figure tech career paths need no coding. They require no coding. So you have career paths like data governance, data management, which are no coding rules. You also have business analysis. That's a no coding rule. You have project management. Then you have data analytics. So data analytics is a little or no coding role, because depending on where you find yourself, you may write SQL, but sometimes I've seen data analysts who are just working from Excel spreadsheets or working with Power BI alone. But The point I want to get across is you do not need to code to work in tech. So if you already don't have that technical skill, don't think that because you can't code right now, then you can't work in tech. That is not true. Another myth is AI is replacing data jobs. I know, yes, everyone is talking about AI. AI is right now, it is the buzzword, it is our reality right now, but AI is not replacing data professionals. It's increasing demand for structured data as AI is built on data. So AI needs clean data, data policies, data governance, ethical oversight. So with AI, it is a case of garbage in, garbage out. And that creates higher demand for certain data roles, which we would explore as we move further. Another myth is you need a computer science degree for you to break into tech. Most hiring managers care about skill demonstration and proof of experience, not degrees. So we're talking projects, portfolios, case studies, certifications. And we teach our students to leverage their previous experience as well as build projects, portfolios, and get the required certification. And in this case, we're going to be talking about the CDMP. Another myth that I find is that many people think you must start from scratch to work in tech. But if you've worked in teaching, administration, operations, finance, audit, HR, healthcare, government, then you've most likely worked with policies, standards, documentation, process controls, record keeping, risk management, accuracy, compliance, privacy, data protection, and accountability. So if you've worked with any of this in whatever capacity that you may have worked, it means that you already have some skills which you can leverage into data governance role. So you already think like a data governance professional. You may not have had the job title, so you're not changing who you are. So you may not have had that job title. However, the fact that you have worked within that domain, you've worked with data in different capacities, you've worked with policies, documentation, you have experience that you can leverage on. And I am very big on talking about the experience you can leverage on because it is how you transition into tech. It's one of the things that I teach my mentees to do. And many of my mentees have gone ahead to get jobs because they leverage their previous experience. So you're not changing who you are, you're elevating your experience into tech. Okay, and in our program, we teach you how to map your experiences so you do not start from scratch. Another myth is it takes 3 to 4 years to break into this field. But what I like to say is it takes structure, not years, to break into data and AI careers. So most people are unsuccessful because they don't follow a structured learning path, because they don't know how to position their experience, or they're trying to figure it out on their own, or they don't know how to optimize their resume or interview correctly. Like just yesterday, one of my mentees, she sent me her resume because we're currently for that cohort, we're currently on the 7th week of the program, and the students have started applying for jobs. And she sent me a resume for me to review for her. And because she's like, oh, she doesn't know what's happening. Recruiters are reaching out to her on LinkedIn because she has optimized her LinkedIn now for data governance. They're reaching out to her, but whenever she applies for the job, she gets rejected. She doesn't know what's going on. She hasn't been able to secure an interview. So I looked through her resume yesterday and I saw all the mistakes she was making. So that's one thing we help our students do as well. Teach you how to write your resume correctly so that you can actually get interviews. And then we also teach you how to interview correctly so that you can land the job. Then another myth is you need years of experience to get hired. So the data governance market is so underserved that companies will hire you if you understand the DAMA framework and governance principles, if you can demonstrate competency through portfolio projects, if you can speak the data language confidently. So we're talking metadata, data quality, data lineage, and so on and so forth. If you can speak the data language correctly and confidently, they would actually hire you. So now we've been talking about data and I've been chipping data in. Let's now look in detail at the data ecosystem. What do we even mean when we say data governance, data management? What are the roles within the data ecosystem? So one thing to note Every organization runs on data. Every organization you can think of runs on data. From hospitals to banks to government, they all run on data. Let's explore the data landscape. So we have 4 layers. I like to say that we have 4 layers within the data ecosystem. We have data sources, data storage, data management, and data consumption. So breaking it down, when we say data sources, within the data ecosystem, you have you have data sources like sensor apps, spreadsheets, social media, IoT devices, forms, transaction records. All of these are the data sources. So CRMs, those are all data sources. Organizations have data sources. And within these data sources, there are roles within this layer that are found within this layer. Then we have data storage layer, which where we're talking about where data is stored and organized. So that's databases, data warehouses, data lakes, cloud platforms. You've probably heard about Azure, AWS, or Google Cloud. Then next layer is the data management layer, which is where we're going to be focusing most of today's talk on. So we have the data management layer, and this layer concerns itself with how data is governed, cleaned, secured, and made trustworthy. So we're talking policies, standards, quality rules, privacy compliance, metadata. And finally, we have the data consumption layer. And in this layer, we're talking how data is used to create value. So reports, dashboards, AI models, business decisions, predictions, and insights. So data governance sits in the third layer, which is the most critical layer for organizational trust and compliance. So let's review the roles that are found within these different layers in the data ecosystem. So within the data sources layer, we're talking about where data is created. We have roles like the database administrator, the data architect. Now, these roles are high code roles. They design and manage where data lives. So that's why these are high code roles, because it's code heavy, really. Then we have the second layer, which is data storage, where data is stored and organized. And these people build pipelines and infrastructure. So it's also high code roles. So you have data engineer, we have cloud engineers in this area, in this layer. And then the third layer is data management, which is where data is governed and trusted. Within this layer, you have roles like data governance, data steward, data quality analyst, and these roles are no-code roles. What they deal with are policies, standards, compliance. So this is a sweet spot for people who want to break into tech, but you don't want to code. You don't want to write so much coding. You don't want something that's too technical. Then this is the layer for you. And the final layer is data consumption. This is where data creates value. And here you have roles like data analysts, data scientists, AI and ML engineers. They build reports, dashboards, AI models. Now, this role is low to high code, so it depends. So like a data analyst role is like a low code role, but you have a data analyst or an AI or ML engineer, these are high code roles. So it really depends on you. When you look at data as a whole, you have to choose what area or what layer in the ecosystem where you want to work. So today we will be focused on data management, which is a third layer within the data ecosystem. So now that we've explored the data ecosystem, let's go into AI and data ecosystem. How do they meet? Where does AI meet data? We're in the middle of a structural shift. I believe everybody on this call is aware of that. AI is being integrated into every industry. AI is transforming all careers. We have generative AI, AI agents, AI automation. They are reducing the value of technical skills, making them more accessible and increasing the value of strategic and business skills. Our current workforce is just touching the surface of AI capabilities. AI is consistently improving. So we're just touching the surface of what we can do with AI. So yes, we can all agree that there is a major shift happening across the globe as a result of AI. I like to say that AI and data professionals have a two-way relationship. So the two-way relationship is, firstly, AI needs data, which I would explain in more detail for you all to understand. But just first note that AI needs data, And the second relationship is that data professionals use AI as a tool. So let's explore the first relationship. AI depends on data professionals. So AI is only as good as the data behind it. AI systems require high quality data, structured metadata, data pipelines, data governance, data quality control, bias mitigation, access management. Without data engineers, there will be no data pipelines. And if you have no data pipelines, you cannot build an AI model. Without data analysts, there will be no insights because the data analysts would help to draw insights about the organization, about even the deployment of AI. As they deploy AI, data analysts will help to check whether that AI is being effective or not through their insights. Then we have data governance. No trust, no compliance. So without data governance, you cannot trust the data. So how you can't build models on data that you do not trust. So that's where data governance comes in. Also, no compliance. There are so many regulatory bodies which different industries have to comply with. So without data governance, there will be no compliance. So you see, at the end of the day, without data professionals, AI will collapse. So AI does not replace data professionals, it amplifies their importance. And so let's look at the second relationship between data professionals and AI. So data professionals use AI to improve productivity and efficiency. Data professionals now use AI to automate reporting, generate SQL queries, document metadata, detect anomalies, monitor data quality, draft governance policies, accelerate workflows. So AI has raised the bar. It didn't remove the profession, it raised the bar for everyone. Data is the foundation of AI. Without data, AI collapses. I'm hoping that everyone sees the relationship now between AI and data. AI learns from data. Poor data gives you biased AI. No data gives you no AI. And governed data gives you scalable AI. And that's what organizations want. Organizations want scalable AI. They want to be able to deploy different AI models, scale the AI, and therefore scale their business, improve productivity, improve profits, and all the other goals that they may have. But for them to get there, they need to have governed data. So that's where you come in. So AI is not replacing data professionals, it is reshaping how data roles work. It is increasing the demand for strategic and business-focused data roles. So we're talking data management, data governance, data analytics. A data governance or data management professional helps organizations to trust their data. So answering the questions, is the data accurate? Is the data complete? Is the data reliable? They also help organizations protect their data. So we're talking security, privacy, compliance with regulations. And finally, they help organizations use their data strategically. So help them make confident decisions and implement AI safely. I have these two quotes here. One is from KPMG and the other is from PMI, that's Project Management Institute. I love this quote so much because it just summarizes everything I've been saying. KPMG says this: 62% of organizations believe a lack of data governance is the main data challenge inhibiting AI initiatives. That is from KPMG. Then PMP or PMI says AI projects are data projects. Like for me, this sentence really just hits a major nerve because that is the truth. AI projects are data projects because AI is built on data. They're not about building software, but about getting the right data and then understanding how that data drives outcomes. So this is from PMI, Project Management Institute, for those of you who are familiar with project management as a field. So this is a real world example. I found this on Reddit and I found it so interesting. Someone left a comment on Reddit. They said, we just found out AI has been making up analytics data for 3 months and I'm going to throw up. So we've been using an AI agent since November to answer leadership questions about metrics. It seemed amazing at first, fast answers, detailed explanations. Everyone loved it. I just found out that it's been hallucinating numbers this entire time. Our VP of sales made territory decisions based on data that didn't exist. Our CFO showed the board a deck with fake insights. The AI was just inventing plausible sounding percentages. I only caught it by accident when someone asked me to double check something. I started digging and holy shit, is bad. This is a comment from one of the Reddit users, and this for me just drives home the point of data governance and data management. Yes, AI boom requires governance. So that's the first thing that this case study just shows. This company used AI without proper oversight. So they didn't check the data, they just used the AI. And not only did they build models of it and reports of it, they actually, excuse me for a minute, please. Okay. So not only did they build reports from the AI models, what they did was they made decisions based off wrong data that did not exist. And that's where data governance come in. If they had a data governance team, that would not have happened because the data governance team would have been there to ensure that the data was correct, that the data was available, that the data could be trusted. This is $1 million mistake for that organization because they made decisions based on the data. So this is not just a situation where the data was presented. They've actually made decisions based on data that doesn't exist. Data quality matters. And here, no one validated the AI's output. So we can see from this example that with AI, it is garbage in, garbage out. If you give AI the wrong data or not enough data, AI is going to just amplify that mess. That's where data governance professionals come in. That's where data management professionals come in, because you cannot implement or deploy AI without data governance. So now, what is data management? What is data governance? We're going to be looking at that. And I'm going to be referencing the DAMA framework. So just so that you see, so this is the book that I'm referencing. This book right here, this is called the DAMA DM book. It is a gold standard for data management professionals across the globe. And this is where our program is based off. Our program is based off of this framework. So according to DAMA DMBOK framework, data management is the development, execution, and supervision of plans, policies, and practices that deliver, control, protect, and enhance the value of data throughout its life cycle. And there are 10 knowledge areas. So you have data governance, data architecture, data modeling and design, data storage and operations, data security, data integration and interoperability, document and content management, reference and master data, data warehousing, and business intelligence. And then you have metadata. So these are the different disciplines within the DAMA framework that make up data management as a discipline. And in the middle of it, this right here is called the DAMA wheel. And in the middle of it, you have data governance sitting right in the middle. Data management is the backbone of every AI system, every compliance audit, and every business decision. When you can master data management, then you become indispensable to the organization, mostly in this era of data. Okay, I'm just seeing that there's a comment here. That's why they should have implemented a governance layer and used grounded data. Yes, thank you very much, Paul. I believe you are referring to that case study from Reddit. Yes, exactly. So now, what is data governance? Data governance is the framework of policies, standards, and processes that ensure data is accurate, secure, trusted, and used responsibly across an organization. And it is a field that doesn't require coding. However, I always like to add or chip in something when I say it doesn't require coding. Yes, data governance is a non-coding role. However, in a lot of job openings in recent time, you'll see that they sometimes would ask for SQL, that is SQL. SQL means structured query language. They ask for it because they want to know that you understand data, you can actually interact with data in their database. So yes, they may not need you to code or do any much coding, but SQL is something that we introduce to our students as a part of our program to give them an edge. So can you get a job without SQL? Yes, you can. You can get a data governance job without SQL, but we add it to our program for our students so that they have that advantage when they start applying for jobs. So what do you do on the job as a data governance professional? You're going to create and enforce data policies, standards, procedures. You're going to ensure data quality, accuracy, and consistency across systems. You're going to manage data privacy, compliance, and regulatory requirements. You're going to work with stakeholders to build data accountability frameworks. And some core skills you will learn: data policy writing, metadata management, data quality management, privacy and compliance, stakeholder management, DMBOK framework. So these are some of the things that you will learn within our program, but this is what you will be doing as a data governance professional. So why data management is a career opportunity for you right now? Every organization runs on data. That's one point. Every organization, there is no organization that is not running on data. Data management is the discipline that makes sure that data is collected, stored, protected, and used correctly. So companies are willing to pay a premium for professionals who can do this. So why are companies hiring right now? Regulators are demanding better data practices. So we have GDPR, we have PIPEDA, we have HIPAA. These are just examples of some of the regulatory bodies or policies. Then AI is only as good as the data feeding it. Right now, a lot of organizations are looking to deploy AI models within them or within the organization, but they cannot do this if they don't have the right data. So companies need data they can trust, because if they don't build the AI models on trusted data, AI models will give them garbage in, garbage out. Then you have data breaches. So data breaches cost companies millions of dollars, and prevention starts with governance. The first way you can prevent data breach in an organization is to have the proper data governance in place. And then finally, most organizations are drowning in data but starving for insights. So these are some of the reasons why data governance professionals right now are in high demand. So you see, you cannot separate AI from data. As a matter of fact, I serve on a team currently. It's called for the EDM Association. Okay, I will take the question. If you have questions, put in the chat. I'll take the questions, but I don't want to lose my train of thought. I was saying that I serve on a team, EDM Council or EDM Association, where we're trying to map out data governance, because they have a data governance framework, and they're trying to map that out to AI governance. Because right now, you cannot talk about AI without talking about data. And the field of data governance is fast growing into AI governance, because you're not just governing data for the sake of analytics. In the past, before this data AI boom, before the AI boom, in the past, when you talk about data governance, you're looking at it for the sake of reporting, either for compliance sake or just helping the business make better decisions. That's analytics. However, now the new case study or the new use case is that you have to govern data for the sake of AI. You cannot implement AI without properly governing the data. So now let's look at some job titles and the salaries for data management professionals within Canada, US, UK. So we have the data governance analyst, they earn anywhere from $75,000 to $120,000, and the demand is very high. We have the data steward anywhere from 70 to 120. So one thing to note about salaries is that it's dependent on the organization, it's dependent on their budget, it's dependent on the industry at the time, it's dependent on the job market. So there are so many factors. Some organizations will pay you well, some organizations will try to see how they can pay you as little as they can get away with. So it really depends on so many factors. But what we've seen through the years is that this career path, if you're positioning yourself and you position yourself right, you should get a job at least $100,000. But you would always see jobs that will try to lowball. However, these are the salary ranges within the role. So data quality analyst, you can get anywhere to 120, data governance specialist, data privacy officer, data management manager, or data governance manager, or chief data officer. These are some of the roles within the data governance or data management space. And these are the salaries. So all the roles, all these different titles I've mentioned, they are in very high demand. And like I said, So your salary will depend on a number of factors. However, let's go in now. So what I want to do, I'm going to stop sharing my screen quickly, and then I will go into LinkedIn so that we can look at what the job market is saying. Being a data professional, I love to. Have you been seeing my screen all this while? I'm hoping everyone has been seeing my screen.
Yes, I've been seeing your screen.
Okay, all right, because I'll be so okay, because I clicked on share now and it's showing me the option to share. I'm like, oh, I thought I've been sharing my screen. Okay, perfect. Okay, you've been seeing my slides. All right, perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing now, and then I'm going to go into LinkedIn so that you can so stop sharing, and then I'm going to go into LinkedIn so that we can explore some roles. I love to teach with data so that it's not just opinion. I don't think that we should be teaching anyone should teach based on opinion. I think we should always teach based on what the data says. So I'll share my screen shortly. I just want to go to the jobs first and then I'll share. Okay, so I have my screen open. This is for Texas. So I did a search. So data governance, right? Jobs. I want to believe we're all familiar with LinkedIn and how to search for jobs on LinkedIn. I know there are so many other platforms where you can also search for jobs, but for the sake of this session, I'm going to be using LinkedIn alone, and then you can do your own research and you can search using the platforms that you're comfortable with. So this is for Texas, United States. So all I did was data governance, right? I just did a search data governance for jobs, Texas, United States, and see the first role I see, data governance lead. Let's see, this was posted 2 weeks ago, and you see only 30 people clicked apply. And this is the thing that I say about data governance roles. The demand is higher than the supply because a lot of people know about data engineering, data analytics, all the other roles within the data ecosystem. Not so many people know about data governance in comparison with the people who know about the other roles. So a lot of times, while every other person is focused on data analytics, data engineering, data science, this role has not been getting as much people as it needs. So the demand is lower than, or the demand is higher than the supply. So I want us to look at this role. So what we want to look at here is the salary. So some companies typically will share their salaries, some do not like to. Let's see if this one does. No, this one did not. But you see what they are looking for: 8 years experience in data governance, data quality analytics, or data management roles with 12 years of overall experience. Expert understanding of data concepts, data definition, metadata lineage, and quality. Can you see the terms? So that's why I say it's a non-coding role, because if you look at what they are looking for from you, strong experience implementing a data quality program, experience using data qualities, metadata management, communication facilitation skills, but they didn't put their salary here. So we're going to skip this one. But you see, there's nothing like coding. They haven't asked you to code anything here. We're going to skip the director level role too. Let's go to senior data strategy and governance analyst. Let's see. I just want to validate salaries. So that's why we're here, to validate salaries. And you can see this. They're asking for DMBOK. DMBOK is this book I showed you, and this is what our program is built on, the DMBOK. DCAM, I have that certification as well. While we don't cover that certification in the program, because for the DCAM, there's an organization that does that. That's the EDM Association or EDM Council, and that's the organization that I said I work with. And we're trying to map this certification to AI governance. So let's see. You can see this is asking for SQL, working knowledge of SQL. They don't need you. You're not coming to be a data analyst. You're not coming to be a data engineer. So they just need you to have basic understanding of SQL. So we teach that to our students as well. But I'm looking for salaries. I'm not sure why all these companies are not sharing their salaries. Let's see. I want to be able to see at least 3 or 4 salaries that I can show you. You can see this data governance. Oh, this is an architect. No, but we'll have to read the role to be sure, because it says data governance, but it says architect. So see, defining and implementing. So this is, even though it says data governance architect, you have to read the job description for you to understand how technical they want you to be. But just seeing this, it's about frameworks, data governance frameworks, data is trusted, secure, compliant. So that tells me this is not a technical role. This is a regular data governance role, except that I don't know why they use the architect here. Saying architect threw me off guard, but it's the same. Someone has their hands up. At DBC, you want to say something?
Yeah,
Please go
I just
ahead.
wanted to say if you navigate to either
At
Simply
DBC,
Hired,
please feel free to unmute and ask your question or what it is you want to
yeah,
say. I'm
can
just
you
looking
hear
for
me?
roles where I can see the salaries because I haven't seen anyone with the
Can you
salary.
hear
Why they're
me?
hiding their salaries, I really don't know. Let me do a different filter. At DBC, you have your hand up, except that's an
Yeah,
error.
I'm trying to talk. Are you able to hear me?
Oh, okay, you're saying that if I check data governance positions and
Yeah.
Simply Had or ZipRecruiter job sites, I will find their salaries. Okay, thank you very much for that. Maybe I should try that. I've never actually used those platforms for jobs, but yeah, I'll try that and see. Thank you very much for that. I hope it doesn't require me to sign in. Okay, so it's needing me to sign in. Oh, okay. Data governance. For location, I'm just going to put United States. Let me see what comes up. Oh, it seems to need me to specify location, that level of granularity. Um, what am I supposed to? I don't live in the US, so let me see. Texas City, I don't know if that's a wide enough search, but let me see. Yes, so see this role, data governance analyst. So, Adebisi, thank you very much for that. Data governance, oh, I went too far. Data governance lead, you can see the salary. I saw that somewhere just now. Um, this is senior enterprise data architect. It's 64 to $86 per hour. Let's see. So like I mentioned, typically you would need to go through the role for you to understand exactly if it's what you're looking for. Go through the job description. Don't go by title alone. This seems to be a more this particular one. So this is more technical. Let me see this. You know what? I'm gonna hop back into LinkedIn. I'm more familiar with LinkedIn. So let me just say United States. But at least we should see up to five roles today. We should be able to see up to 5 salaries for us to move forward with this presentation. You can, okay, good. I've seen this one. So this is data governance manager, and salary is $99,000 all the way to $236,000. This is such a wide range. So what that means is it depends on your level of expertise, depends on how well you're able to sell yourself. You can get your salary will be within this range. Cyprian, you have your hand up. You have a question, you have a
Yes, I
comment.
have a question. So I noticed that most of the
Although
position
at the end
are
of the
for,
at the end of the session, I'm going to open up the comment section for everyone to give their comments. But Cyprian, if you have something you'd like to say, please feel free
yes, I'm
to
talking right now. So
unmute
I
and speak.
noticed most of the positions so far you've showed us here is for
If
lead
I see
position.
one more salary, then we can
Yeah,
move on from
yeah,
this
I'm
so
not
that we
seeing
don't stay
any
stuck
entry level
here.
position. So what do you have to
Organizations
say
are
about
hiding their
that?
salary, which makes no sense, but yeah, we can't control what they do. Cyprian, I don't know if you're there, your hand is up.
Yes, I'm talking.
But
Are you
I
not hearing
wanted
me?
you to see salaries. Yes, this is another manager role, $122,000 to $165,000. It's mostly showing me management role. Let's look at specialist. And the fact that it says manager shouldn't scare you because it's still the same work you'll be doing. Still the same work. It's just the level of responsibility or the level of responsibility basically. I'm going to move from this point since I can't see so much of it. Maybe I'll look at Canada. Let's see. Why are companies hiding? Okay, so see this one. Data governance program manager, $112,000 to $196,000. So you can see salary ranges. This says data owner lead. Oh boy, it says vice president. Okay, that's sounding very senior level. But I believe that a lot of you on this call, you've had experience somewhere. And that's something I teach my students. Because you've had experience somewhere, you're not going to start from scratch. You've worked with data before, so you're not starting as a newbie that knows nothing. All right. Oh, Adebisi, thank you so much. I see that you're really doing your research. Thank you. Okay, let me just put that in the chat. Let me just put that in. Let's see. Senior. Okay, Adebisi, this is what came out. From what you put in the chat, this is coming to, let me search jobs. Data governance. But let's not stay stuck here. You can all do your research on your own time. You can check it out and you would see that this is a career path where they actually pay a lot. Like it's a high paying career path and it depends on how you can position yourself. So it's very important. And some of the jobs, we did see the CDMP. CDMP is the certification that I've been talking about. I had a student who this morning I had a class before now, and one of my students came in to say she had an interview last week, and they were asking her about data governance, what's it called, framework, that what data governance framework has she worked with, and she wasn't sure what to respond, and which was surprising. Someone else in the call said, so another student on the call quickly answered hands like, oh, but our first assignment, what did we do? We worked on data governance strategy. That's what you were supposed to talk about, talk about the data governance strategy from our first assignment. And that comes from here. So when we're talking about what framework, data governance framework, this is where we get that from. The DAMA framework is what we teach our students, and that is the gold standard. If you look at a lot of the jobs, they ask you for the CDMP. It is a nice to have. It doesn't mean if you don't have it, you won't get a job, because I like to be clear and say that certification alone will not get you a job. But certification will help you negotiate higher. Certification would help you stand as a professional. When you come in and you say, I'm a data management professional, because you have that certification, you can speak on it. Also, the fact that you've gone through a training where you learned about that framework, you're able to speak on that. Someone is asking how critical is certification for breaking into data governance roles. Oh, without even seeing your question, I was already answering that. Yes. So certification alone will not get you the job, but certification helps you, puts that stamp of approval on you. And so when you can defend it, when you can actually go into an interview and talk based on what you know, based on what we've done in the class, because there's one thing we try to do in our program, which is make it very hands-on. Yes, you're going to be learning and preparing for the exam, but we're giving you hands-on experience that you can now think through your previous experiences. What have I done in the past? How have I interacted with data in the past? What data governance have I done without even realizing that I was doing data governance? So that is where certifications come in. So now, coming into the CDMP certification, it helps you. So the CDMP, which is Certified Data Management Professional, is the gold standard certification in data management. It is issued by DAMA International and recognized by employers worldwide across major industries. So every industry actually recognizes the DMBOK or the DAMA because of the CDMP, because this is the gold standard across the globe. So irrespective of what country you are in, this is the standard. Now, why does it matter? It is globally recognized, accepted by employers around the world, the salary premium as well. You can see that for those different, for some of the jobs that show the salary, they have like a wide range, salary range. One of the ways you can, what's it called, really put yourself out there, or one of the ways you can negotiate a higher salary when you see a wide range like that is you start to talk about your expertise. One of the ways you can talk about your expertise is by referencing your certification. And it's not just saying, oh, I'm a certified this and that's why you should pay me this. No, you talk about the value that understanding that framework would bring to the organization. Thank you, Adebisi. I see you're still doing your research and putting in more jobs. Thank you very much for doing that for us. Instant credibility as well. So certification proves your knowledge of the DAMA DMBOK, which is the industry standard, like I mentioned. It is a career differentiator because not many people have the certification. So when you have it and you put it on your resume, it gives you an edge. Now, the CDMP has several certification levels. There's the associate level, practitioner level, master, and the fellow. So when you first write there are different exams. When you write the very first exam, you get the associate level. Now, the associate level is good enough because usually employers don't care what level you have. They just want you to have CDMP. So when you have associate level, good enough. If later on down the line you want to learn some more and really specialize, you can now write some more exams for practitioner or master or even fellow. But this first level is what is required. This first level is what you should attain or strive to get. All right, so the opportunity is massive and the timing is perfect, right? The average salary is about $100,000 and it's a no-code role. And then AI is creating a new demand. Anywhere they're talking about AI, they're talking about data quality. It is going hand in hand. I was in Vancouver just last week and attending a conference, an AI conference, and they kept talking about data quality. I'm going to be in Toronto next month for a data conference as well. And it's still the same data quality, data governance, because you cannot talk about AI without talking about data governance. So data and AI governance are one of the fastest growing fields in the world, and non-coders are actively being hired. Okay, Chinedu is saying I was just concluded Informatica from Salesforce conference, and most of the sessions were structured toward context and reliability that data governance has brought into the data ecosystem, even as companies are looking for ways to improve agentic AI and agentic forces. Thank you very much, Chinedu, for adding that. Thank you very much for sharing that experience. Exactly, because you cannot talk about AI without data. You cannot talk about data and AI without governance, because without governance, you cannot trust the data. It's even better for an organization not to play near AI than to build a model on bad data. It's better they don't even go near AI. So that's why it is really, really important. Data governance is growing. It is fast growing. AI regulation is reshaping data careers. So when you transition, you don't start from zero. You start by reframing the experience you already have. Your existing skills are more valuable than you think. So let's look at this quickly. Let's explore this. If you've done any of these things or if you have any of these skills, please write yes in the chat. So problem solving, because many times we've probably worked with data in ways that we don't even know that what we're doing was data governance. Like every time I have a cohort, every time I'm training students, one of the aha moments I always get, and I love getting those aha moments from them, is when they start identifying how they have been working in data governance without knowing that what they were doing was data governance. It's always a beautiful aha moment because, like I say, you must leverage your previous experience. You are not going to come out as a newbie. I have no experience. I'm just starting from scratch. Unless you graduated, let's say, within the last 2 years, then you're targeting entry-level roles. That's when that's fine. But if you're someone who, you didn't just graduate, you're not a fresh graduate. Organizations, unfortunately, they don't really want to hire fresh graduates. They want people that come with experience. So how do you get that experience? You have to leverage what you've done before. What domain expertise do you have? You're going to leverage that. So let's look quickly at this. Problem-solving skills. Who has that? Do you have that? Analyzing issues and identifying solutions. Business understanding, knowing how organizations operate. Domain expertise, knowledge of a specific industry such as finance, healthcare, retail, or government. Attention to, nobody's responding. Does that mean we can't see anything that we've already done or we already have? Is that what we're saying on this call? I like to have an interactive session, so please put in the chat, let me know whether you can already identify skills that apply to you. Domain expertise, you're all coming from one domain or the other, one industry or the other. That is an advantage when you're transitioning. Attention to detail, communication, process improvement, documentation, strategic thinking, stakeholder management, leadership, adaptability. If you have these skills, you're not starting from ground zero. Nobody starts from ground zero. You shouldn't start from ground zero. You start by leveraging what you already have and adding to it. These are some chat messages from some of my students.
Yeah,
This student said, hello, coach. Thanks for your help during my interview. All the questions asked were things I had done with you during the program. So it was really easy for me. Thank you so much. They sent the offer today. I just signed it now. It's still like a movie to me. A student this morning said, talked this morning's class, because our sessions are always very interactive. So they get to tell me, or they get to talk about what they've been doing, mostly now that they're going into the job market. And another student today was talking about an interview that they had. So students are getting interviews, and hopefully by the time they start interviewing like that, because they only just started interviewing, we're in week 7 of the program, and they started interviewing. So I tell them, give yourself another, say 1 month, give yourself a 1 month window. If you keep applying continuously, if you keep, someone is
Yeah,
saying, I don't
yes,
think she can hear us.
I want to make a
I'm
comment.
not
I want
sure
to
what.
make hello.
Oh, has someone been talking? Oh my goodness. Yes, I
Yeah,
muted my laptop. Yeah,
yeah,
now I can.
yeah.
Now I can. Yeah.
I want to make a comment. I'm using my phone, so unfortunately I'm not being able to raise my hand up. And I want to advise those in Canada and US, you have nothing to lose to join this program. When you join the program, the money you spend, you can use it as for your tax filing. So you have nothing to lose, but you have something to gain by joining the program. There is sometimes I used to get some of the recruiters used to give me this, and do you have let me give me your resume, since you put your data analysis in your resume, and I want to give you a job. I tell them no, I'm not interested, because I don't want to join into what I'm not grounded with. Because some of the resumes you put data analysis. I put data analysis in the resume I have, which I did little. But with this one, with this training, we're going to have a lot of experience in data analysis. There's a lot of jobs in data analysis, and you're not going to lose your money, because you're going to get it in the when you put your tax. You just put it there as a training. The CRA will cover it up. So I employ everybody living in Canada and US to use this opportunity that this our sister is giving to us, to leverage this opportunity to enroll into her data analysis. I have never met Jennifer before in my life, and I'm giving honest feedback to everybody. So Jennifer, I wish you good luck, and I will enroll possibly tomorrow. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you very much. Vitalis, did I get your name? Vitalis or Vitalis? I'm not sure how to
Vitalis,
pronounce.
anyone you call me is okay for me. It's
Okay,
okay.
same. All right. Thank you very much for sharing that. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yes.
Uh,
Okay, so I lost my train of thoughts, but I think I was reading what's been some of the feedback from students in the past. And Vitalis, I look forward to having you on the call, or look forward to having you join our next cohort. This is another student that said, I just wanted to share some good news. I've received an offer for a data governance analyst role, and I'll be starting next month. I'm really grateful for the support from you and the Tech Drivers team throughout the program. The sessions, guidance, and feedback were incredibly helpful during my transition. Another student said, hi, Jennifer. I just wanted to say thank you again. I officially started my new role this week as a data governance analyst. Now, I have several testimonials. We use WhatsApp a lot, so I believe many of you came through WhatsApp to this call for this session today. So a lot of students reach out to me on WhatsApp. But I'm going to use our current cohort, which students are in week 7. Next week is their last final week. And right now, the successes we have, what's it called? The successes we have, should I say, registered from these students, they came in, no idea of data governance, just like you're on this call right now. They came into the program through joining a webinar like this. And right now, we have students who their resumes are ready, their LinkedIn are ready, they are getting recruiters reach out to them, they are actually interviewing, they are actively interviewing. So that for me is a big success, because this is just week 7 and we already have success stories in terms of their resumes are being seen, they are being picked for interviews. And hopefully, I'm hoping that in another 1 month, I should be able to say from this our current cohort, because this cohort they started in April. Onboarding was end of March, but they started classes in April. And so between April and this is still May, just last month, and by this month, we're talking interviews are going on right now. So for me, that's a major win. And I keep telling the students, it is what you put in, you get out of it. We have about 2 students who have written the CDMP and they have passed. One of them got 86%, which is really, really high for someone who had no idea of data governance before writing that exam. So it's or before joining the program. That is
The
really,
Indian
really
people
high.
write that.
Sorry, Vitalis, are you talking to, are you saying anything? Are you
No, no,
talking to
no, no,
me?
no, 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 not you, not you. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to mute everybody. All right. So just sharing that so you understand, like, I have these videos from some of my previous students, but I know that sometimes it doesn't play properly, so I'm just going to skip it. These are from some students giving feedback on what the program was like for them and all that, but I'm going to skip it because I doubt that you would hear, because I've had that complaint before that it doesn't play properly. Not sure why that happens. So I'm going to skip that bit and go straight to the Tech Thrivers Land Framework for landing a 6-figure data role. Now, let's talk about the framework that I use with the students. It's called the LAN. It starts with learn. So you learn the core concepts of data governance, data management framework, and industry standards. That's the first L. Then you have apply. Apply with real-world case studies and tools used by employers today. Like I mentioned in our program, you start first by learning the theoretical aspect of things. After learning the theoretical aspect of things, we go into application. Because it is one thing to learn theory. Theory gives you that framework, that mindset, yes, helps you with writing the exam, yes. However, you need to be able to apply this on the job. That is what recruiters care about. That is what hiring managers care about, that you can actually apply these things and help the organization. So we teach you how to apply the concepts you're learning. Next, is navigate, where you get to navigate the job market and position your transferable skills and identify the right roles for your background and experience. And finally, the D, which stands for demonstrate, where you get to demonstrate your value. So you polish your resume, ace your interviews, and activate our job placement support network, and so you can land your role. So right now, for our students who started in April, they are currently on the N, the navigate. They have started navigating the job market. We had students who started last month, who started this month, rather, our May cohort. For the May cohort, they are currently here. They are here in apply. They just started with their projects. So this is how we move students through the different phases. You start with learn, you learn concepts, you move to apply. Like next week, we're starting Microsoft Purview for the students who started this month, this May, sorry. The students who started April, they've gone through all of that. So now they're in the navigate phase of things. So this is our framework for helping our students land their job. So let's look at the data and AI, the data governance or data management work experience program, which is a program that we offer. So this program is for 8 weeks and we meet twice weekly. So it's a combination of live and pre-recorded modules. We use Zoom. So just like you're on this Zoom call, that's what it is. We have Zoom live classes, and then we have our LMS as well. Now, no coding required, but like I mentioned, we add SQL just so you have that addition, that advantage when you're applying. The program also prepares you for the CDMP certification, and the outcome for us, what we're trying to gain at the end of the day, is that we want you to be job-ready data governance professionals. Now, this program is going to start, our next cohort is starting on the 6th of June. That's when they're having their onboarding session. I'm going to give you more information on the program. So like I said, it's for 8 weeks. We cover governance framework and strategy. So the DMBOK framework, data governance strategy and roadmap, data quality tools and framework, introduction to AI governance. Then we work on certification prep. So the CDMP exam prep, we're using the DMBOK exam readiness assessment. Then we have hands-on project experience. Like I said, theory of knowing framework without having hands-on, it's not good enough. So we add that hands-on bit where you apply the concepts you're learning. So we do a lot of real-world case studies. You build your governance portfolio, governance artifacts and documentation, right? Then we have career positioning. You translate your transferable skills, position your experience for data governance roles, LinkedIn personal brand for data. We have the job search and interview readiness. So we have interview prep, mock interviews, salary negotiation. We train you on how to do that. Also writing your resume. Then you have support and mentorship. So it's a total package to help you be job ready. Now, at the end of the program, what are you walking away with? You become a certified data management professional. That is when you write the exam. You have the skills employers need and are hiring for. You have the work experience for your resume. You land your role as a data governance professional. Then you have the CDMP, like I mentioned, which is the gold standard. So what do you get? Everything you get in the program just broken down, the land framework. Now, this is all these prices here. These are the value. Value is not the same as the price. The land framework is $1,500. You get weekly live training plus the video curriculum. You get data governance training, certification prep, career launch package as career launching, resume LinkedIn, job search accelerator, templates, workbooks, case studies, private community, and ongoing support. The value of the whole program is $12,000, but of course, we don't charge that. What we charge, our program fee is $1,997 US. However, we are currently giving a discount. So rather than pay that, what you get to pay is $997. So that is the price we're giving. That's the discount price we're giving for the next cohort. So for people on this call, if you're interested in joining the cohort, we start June 6th. Then this is the price you'll be paying. And we allow payments in installments. So just in case you don't have it up front, you can pay in 2 to 3 installments. So this is what we're offering. We also have bonuses that we give. So Power BI Masterclass, like the students finishing next week, they're having their Power BI sessions next week. We do CDMP prep question bank. So we give you a question bank for you to prepare. We have SQL training. We have ATS-friendly resume templates, access to the private alumni network, recruiter outreach templates, and then introduction to AI governance. Now, AI governance is different from data governance. AI governance is a new field. It is a new and growing field, but it feeds from data governance. So we introduce you to AI governance, but AI governance is a standalone. So these are the bonuses that you will get. I always like to say this, the investment pays for itself. And it pays for itself fast. Like I'm already mentioning, apart from students we've had in the past who have gotten jobs, I'm talking today about students who started last month and how far they've gone, how they've started interviewing, how they're already making progress. Now, they've started interviewing, doesn't mean they will get the job on the first interview. Right? But the more you interview, the stronger you become, the better you become. The fact that they can even get interviews, that is a win. All right, so the investment pays for itself and it pays for itself fast. And I like to say this, let's do the math. Let's assume after you go through the training, you get your first role and you earn $100,000. In your first your monthly take home is likely going to be about $8,000. And this program investment is $997. It means that in your first paycheck, you've already made over what you invested in yourself. So I like to say it's a no-brainer. It pays for itself. Our number one goal with the program is simple. Get you job ready in 8 to 12 weeks. The program is 8 weeks, but we say 8 to 12 weeks. Give yourself that window to start applying, to start, reviewing what you've learned over and over, getting better at it. So that is our goal, to get you job ready as quickly as possible. And like I said, the program starts June 6th. I'm going to open now the chat and the comments. So if you have comments, you have questions, you want to join. And one thing to note, we're giving this discount, but of course, there's a window for the discount. So the next 48 hours, if you would like to reserve your seat at this discount rate, then let us know, so that we can reserve the seat, because if you wait until the last minute, we cannot guarantee that you will still be able to pay the discount rate. All right, so I will be taking questions now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I will be taking questions. So do you have questions? Any questions? Okay, timing for the training. Timing for the training, it is Thursdays and Saturdays. So Thursdays is 7 p.m. EST, and Saturdays it's 9 a.m. EST. So Saturdays 9 a.m. EST and Thursdays 7 p.m. EST. That's the timing.
So did you say EST?
Any EST, yes, Eastern Standard Time.
Can you repeat the
Yes.
timing again?
9 a.m. on Saturdays, EST. Thursdays, 7 p.m. EST.
Thank you for mentioning that. Can you tell how long the classes are for? Like how many hours?
It's an hour, 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
When is the next cohort starting?
June 6th.
So, is there a link to make the payment?
Yes, I will put that in the chat. Just give me a minute.
Please,
There is a link. Yes.
aside from June, please, when is the next cohort, aside from June 6th?
There'll be a cohort in July, but I'm not sure of the date yet. That'll be communicated later on. Any other questions before we call it a day? Any other questions? You want to ask questions about the program or questions about the field itself? Feel free to ask the questions. Okay, so yes, okay. Yes, it's been put in the chat, the payments, the links for the payments. It's in the chat. If you want to join the program, use the link and make payments. Now, it's Stripe. I believe we are familiar with Stripe. Stripe is very secure. We have nothing to do with Stripe. Your cards and information is with Stripe. So you can use the Stripe to make payments. And once you make the payment, you let us know that you have done that so that we take notes and add you to the group for the class. Will the classes be recorded? Yes, every class is recorded because we do understand that as much as people try to show up in class, not everyone is able to show up all the time. Also, even when you show up, sometimes you need that refresher, right? So we do have recordings. We record every single session. So you never miss anything. Any other questions?
Sorry, yeah, I want to find out the CDMP, the cost of that exam.
It's about $311.
Okay, Canadian or US dollar?
It's USD.
Play Fortnite on your phone. Build
This data governance, is it particular to US companies? Because I see that all your references are more like US and you didn't reference anything about Canada or stuff like that.
Oh no, it's not. It's not just US. That was an error because when I was trying to check when I was opening, what is it called? Opening LinkedIn because I was looking for salaries for Canada and for US and it was taking such a long time. Okay, someone is okay. Because it was taking such a long time for me to open up the US companies and I wasn't seeing their salaries. I totally forgot to do the same for Canada. There are lots of jobs in Canada as well. We have a lot of students in Canada as well. Is it possible to write the CDMP exam without being trained, like studying personally? I won't say it's not possible. It's difficult unless you've had experience. So nothing is impossible, right? Nothing is impossible. So I won't say that, oh, you must go through a training to write the exam. It's not impossible. But when you look at the book, even by students, when they one feedback I always get from students is when they come into the program, because every time the way I tell them to approach it is you come into the class, listen to that module, then go back and read the book. Don't read the book first. Come into class, listen first, listen to the teaching, then you go back and you read the book. Because the book is a little bit complex. But if you've already been working in the field of data, it may be easier for you. So it's not that it's impossible. It's possible. If anything is possible, right? So it's possible. However, it is about we simplify it. And the feedback I always get from students is how, oh my God, it's so much easier when I listen in class. But when I open the book, it seems so complex. And I'm like, yes, it's complex, right? It's a technical field. As much as it's a no-code field, it's still a technical field. So it can be complex if you try to figure it out on your own. Any other questions? Any other questions? Someone asked about the payment plan. What's the payment plan like? So we do have 3 payment plans. One, you can pay in full. Second option is that you can pay in 2 installments. Third option, you can pay in 3 installments. But what we say is, irrespective of how you want to pay, by week 4 of the program, you should be done all your payments. So that's the only clause that we have. By week 4, you should be done with all payments. Any other questions?
Sorry, can you just run us through what it entails? So what's it
Which
going to
part?
cover? The parts, the program itself. Can you run us through?
So that's the training program that we have. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen again. 1 second. So that guides the conversation. So firstly, the whole program is built off DAMA. The CDM is built off DAMA framework or DMBOK framework. And I showed earlier, I don't know if you can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, I showed earlier the book. This is the book that has the framework for data management. This is the gold standard. So everything we do in the program is off this book. That's one. Now, the program I like to say, is divided into 3 areas. First area, which is the first core, is that we focus on CDMP preparation, the governance framework. Understanding the DAMA framework is the first thing we do. Now, that is, you're looking at the whole framework, data governance strategy, roadmap, all of that. The next bit to it, and with that is the certification preparation. The next bit to it is applying the concepts you've learned. That's where the hands-on project comes in. We have hands-on projects. You get to apply these different frameworks that you've learned. You apply them in real case studies, real-world case studies. Then as a part of that, we also treat data governance tools. So we teach you to use tools. You work on a project for Microsoft Purview. We also work on projects with SQL as well, and then Power BI. So these are tools that will help you so that you're more technical. So we add that to the program. And then the third bit is the career coaching aspect of things, where you're doing your resume preparation, interview preparation, LinkedIn optimization, so that you can get a job. So we like to break it down into 3 phases. So does that answer the question for you? Does that give you more insight on what our
that's
program
fine.
looks like?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But I want to find out if, for example, you apply for a job. I have I have quite a number of years of experience, but I don't have any experience in data management. So I'm just wondering, if you are going to an interview, if they're asking you, there might be some specific things they begin to ask you pertaining to the role. I'm just wondering how you, answer them, since you don't have, the experience.
So one thing is, even though you don't have data governance, like you've never had the title data governance, by the time we go through the training, one thing we do is you start identifying where you have worked with data. You may not have had that title, but it's not possible that you've worked in an organization and you didn't do anything relating to data. So what we do is we teach you how to translate your experience that you have into data governance. Every experience can be translated. As long as you've worked somewhere, you worked in an organization, they had systems, they had customers, and you were interfacing one way or the other, then there's data there. And then with data, there's governance there. So we help you identify the data governance that you have done, even when you didn't have the title. So that becomes a first step into translating your experience. So we teach you how to do that. And then by the time you go through this hands-on and all the work that we've done within the program, you start seeing how you can rewrite your resume for it to become more of a data governance resume, as opposed to just being a general resume. So typically, many professionals in data governance, they pivot from other fields, from customer care. I pivoted from education, right? So from customer care, from healthcare. Like right now, we have this current cohort running. We have someone from business analysis, which is already IT. So it's kind of for the business analysts on the call in our program, they've already done so much with data and systems because that's really what business analysis is about. So we have people like that. We have people who have worked in customer care. With customer care, it's still about customer data. So they've interfaced with data already. So we help you translate that experience you have, turn it into data governance experience. So I
Okay.
hope that
I have one
answers
more.
your question. What?
Yeah, I have one more question.
Okay.
For I'm currently trying to transition into tech right now. Well, I was looking at when I saw your ad, I was interested. But another role that I'm looking at is like GRC. But I'm just wondering, GRC, the GRC aspect of cybersecurity, how does it how does it differ with this data and AI governance?
They are different. So data governance different from AI governance, different from GRC. GRC, like you mentioned, is more cybersecurity. It's security policies and it's about the risk, the policies, right? Within cybersecurity. So it's more cybersecurity focused. Security is the main focus of GRC. So policies and all that for security. Now, data governance, it's strictly about data. How data is being used in the organization, how data is being created, used, or moved around the organization as a strategic asset. So helping the organization treat their data as a strategic asset for whatever use case they may have. Now, when we talk about data governance, you get to work with the security teams as well, because in governing data, there must be policies around their security of the data or securing the data too. Then AI governance sits on top of GRC and data governance. That's why, like I mentioned, with one of the organizations that I'm working with currently, I've mentioned the EDM Council, where they have a certification as well. And they already had the DCAM, which is data capability assessment module. And they have about 2 or 3 of those certifications, but those are for data governance, right? And they're implemented in a lot of organizations, mostly financial services. Now, for the EDM Council or EDM Association, what we're currently trying to do is we recognize that AI governance is new, is fast growing. Data governance feeds into AI governance because you cannot govern any AI model or any AI system without first governing the data that's there. But another thing that feeds into AI governance comes from security, that is cybersecurity, which is GRC. So GRC feeds into AI governance. Data governance also feeds into AI governance. While I'm not a GRC expert, I recently was on a call with someone who works she's an expert in GRC, and she was explaining to me, because I wanted to know too, like, what is the link? I know that yes, there's security in AI governance, but where does GRC come in? Because I know data governance feeds into AI governance. So how does GRC feed in? And she mentioned to me that GRC also feeds in from the security aspect of the AI models. So that's something that if you're looking to get into AI governance, 2 ways people get into AI governance is either through GRC or data governance. But to just go directly into AI governance, that's usually not recommended because there's no foundation. You don't have a foundation on anything.
Okay.
So what are you bringing in? So do you understand? I hope that explains.
Yes. I also, sorry, I have a follow-up question. Okay, so I have a follow-up question for that. So, this program right now, the AR governance piece of it, you said you're talking about a bonus. So I don't know, how does it run? Are you going to take us through, or
It's an introductory class. So it's introductory. We don't go, because AI governance, that's a program that we intend to have later on in the year. AI governance is a standalone. AI governance, it is when you have done, either you've done a GRC training somewhere, or you've done a data governance training somewhere, then you can have a standalone AI governance. Or maybe you've done data privacy somewhere, then you can work in AI governance. So AI governance is like a next level to be added to data governance.
Okay, also because of the fact that it's evolving, right?
Sorry?
Also with the fact that it's evolving, the AI governance is also evolving.
AI governance is actually fast evolving. Like, it is so fast evolving because because it's new policies are being created. So a year from now, AI governance would even have a different feel to what we currently have, because organizations are all working to get something, to get a standard. But right now, the standards are still, a little bit. There are standards. I'm not saying there are no standards. You have like NIST framework and things. There are standards, but still evolving. Someone else wanted to
Okay.
ask a question?
Thank you.
Someone
Yes.
put in the chat
So
they would like to chat with me privately. I'm on the WhatsApp group. I'm the admin on different WhatsApp group. I think my assistant is also on that group. So you can reach any of the numbers. You can send me a message, a private message. David said, could you give a
yeah,
breakdown of the 3 installment payments? For the 3 installment payment, we let you do that. So, but by the first class, at least $300. We try to be flexible for our students because we understand the economy, right? So the main point is you're paying $997. You decide how you're going to break it down. You decide how you're going to break it down. But the bottom line for us is that by week 2, you should have paid us half, at least $500 should be out of the way by week 2, and then by week 4, you should have finished the payment. So it's either you want to pay 500 first and then split it next to break the other 2 payments, or you want to pay, but week 2, $500, by week 4, completed payment. Yes, any other questions? Someone unmuted. Sorry, I think I spoke over somebody. My apologies for that.
yeah.
Please go ahead.
So my first question is that the class that we're about to start right now, what is that called? Is that the AI governance, or that's just data governance?
That is data governance and data management. So data governance is a part of data management. Data management is the whole discipline. You see the way, let me use an example of medicine as an example, right? Medicine is the generic field. The main discipline is medicine. Then you have people who will become dentists. You have people who will become, other medical
Yeah.
fields or disciplines under the umbrella term medicine. So also data management is the umbrella field. So the program we're about to start is data management. Then data governance is under data management. So we train on data management because data management is the holistic view. It's not if you're going to go through using the gold standard, typically is best practice to teach holistically, which is teach data management and then the governance, because governance cuts across all the other disciplines within data management. So that's what we're teaching. So when you come out of the program, remember the certification is certified data management professional, but of course the roles you'll be going for are data governance roles. So you likely will not see data management role, like a job titled data management. What you'll be seeing is data governance. But what that data governance needs is that you understand data management framework as a whole.
Thank you. So for the person that asked the previous question, I think what was going through my head when you were explaining is, for example, let's say a company needs a data, right? A set of data from the IRS, right? And IRS is willing to give them this data, but IRS will tell them that, hey, this is how we want you to use this data. This is how you can keep this data. This is how long this data can spend in your database. Does that make sense? Does that have anything? Is that what data governance is, or is it in the line of that?
It's a part of it.
Okay.
That's a part of it, yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
That makes sense, and that's a part of it, yes. Any other questions? I don't know if someone's hand is up. I don't know if I'm missing someone's hand.
Yeah, just real quick. I
Yes.
think I want to. Yeah, I
Okay,
just
go
want to
ahead,
add
please.
to. Yeah, I just want to add to that. Not only that, but also how you handle your customers' data and customer information, right? About privacy, ensuring that the data has been used with and it aligns with what compliance bodies like HIPAA, for example, for health industries, or like GDPR, CCPA. You make sure that how you use that data is in line with the way governance expects you to use that data.
Yes. Thank you very much for that addition. Are you already working in data governance?
I come from a technical background, and so I have I have GRC experience, I have some data experience, I have AI experience, so I come with a lot in just one bucket.
Oh, that's awesome. So are you looking, so what are you looking to transition into, or you just came here to see what is out there?
Well,
I'm just
so
curious about, yeah.
yeah, so personally for me, I always look for ways to continue to learn new stuff, new things, and that's why I found myself, in different fields doing different things. And when I came into this class today, I thought it was more like the aspect that has to do with data ingestion, data preparation, cleaning data, and working with large sets and volume of data, and training those models. And that
Mm.
was really the reason why I was attending the class today.
Oh, okay. No, this is not a because what you're describing, that's very technical, right?
Yep,
This is not a very technical. Data
I
governance is
figured.
between technical team and business. So this is
Yep.
more for people who don't want to code. What you just described, those are coding heavy roles. This is
Yeah,
not
those are
coding
data
heavy.
engineering
Yep.
related concepts of big data and
Yes.
the likes.
Yeah,
Yes.
So I just
that's
wanted to ask you a question real quick, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure.
So, what data governance tool are you using? Um, because, like I mentioned, I was in a conference in Las Vegas during the course of this week, and I was able to speak with a couple of people from Snowflake, Microsoft, and Google, and a whole bunch of them did confirm that the best tool right now that is um, powering agentic AI and data governance related activities is Informatica. So I just wanted to confirm, what tools are you guys leveraging to um, ensure that we are empowering agentic AI? Is it Informatica? Is it anything related to um,
So
Microsoft?
yes, so the tool for this program is Microsoft Purview. That's what we're using. We have enterprise access for Microsoft Purview. So that's what we use for the program. So the students work on a project in Microsoft Purview. Like I told this morning, a student asked me a question this morning in this morning's class, and it was concerning tools because I was mentioning to them that I have been in communication with Calibra and Informatica, trying to see how we can get enterprise access. But I don't know what is out there, if they have anything supporting like for trainings and things. We've started the conversation, but right now, so that's why I don't promise that we do Calibra or we do Informatica for now because I haven't solidified that relationship. But what we have right now is Microsoft Purview. And one good thing is with a lot of these tools, it is transferable skills. If you understand governance itself, understand what to look out for in governance, and then you've used one tool, you can transfer your application of that tool to another tool. So that's the good part with it of it's transferable. But to answer your question in one sentence, we use Microsoft Purview.
Thank you.
Bimi Sola, you have your hand up.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much. I had a quick question regarding the payment plan you mentioned. You mentioned there were three options, but I do see just two. But I also hear that you said you paid the initial 500, and then after you can decide if you want to do the I guess the last bit, or if you want to split it into two more. So essentially, is that how it goes with the second link?
Yes, so to make it very flexible, what we do is first payment, right? Like before the program starts, you could pay,
Mhm.
as an example, $300 before it starts. But by
Okay.
week 2 of the program, you need to have paid up to $500. So let's say you pay $300 today. Program starts June 6th. By the second week, you should have paid at least $500. Then by week 4, you should also now have to balance up with $500.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay, so with the second link, I did click on that, and I believe it only shows you just the one option. So I'm not sure if there's another link
Okay.
to go
There
through.
is Yeah, Nancy. So I'm just gonna call out to my admin. She's on the call.
That's okay.
Yeah, Nancy, are you there? Can you please put the link for $300 on the chat?
Okay, ma, I will do so.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Bimisola, your hand is still up. You said okay, put it
All
down.
good.
Any
Thank you so
other
much.
question? All right, you're welcome. Any other questions? Any other questions? I hope I haven't missed out on anybody's question.
Hello.
Yes, hello, David.
Yeah, I have a question. So, what relevance? How does this program? How does data management or governance? Of what relevance would it be to or for somebody who has a data engineering background or data
Very,
engineer?
very relevant in short, someone who has data engineering background already has knowledge or understanding of how data works. But if you have data engineering, but if you already have data engineering background for you, I'm sure you already understand what data quality means. So a lot of these terms will not be new to you. A lot of the problems that a data governance professional is there to solve, they are not new to you. As a matter of fact, you're coming in with a stronger understanding because you've seen firsthand what data quality issues can do, what they are within an organization. Now, if you have data engineering and you want to add data governance to it, it means that maybe your goal is eventually you want to be a chief data officer, or eventually, like I've had students who come in because they're like, you know what, long term, I don't want to keep writing codes all through my career. I want to do something that is more people facing, something that I can grow in terms of from the business angle. So that's where that comes in. Whether you've worked in data analytics, data engineering, it's an advantage for you. It's really an advantage, and you would even grow faster in the career. And the opportunities within data governance are a lot because you have roles like, the chief data officer role where you can become a consultant, and the salary is good. I know data engineering salary is also good, right? So it really just now depends on what you want to do with it, but it is definitely an advantage for you. And one other thing is when you have data governance in addition to data engineering, you can then sit in leadership meetings. You can now advise the organization. You're in a better position to advise the organization to be a part of their data strategy because you understand data. Like usually when organizations want to build out their data strategy, they need technical people to help them, but they also need the governance team to help them. So you coming in with both, more is more, right? So I hope that answers your question or gives you a better perspective.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Jennifer, I have another question. So, just following from his question, if I enroll, because I have an engineering background, but I'm an auditor, with several years of experience. If, for example, I enroll with this, I don't want to just remain, a data governance person. If I want to also move forward and advance and everything, how do I, get the opportunity to be able to be a data engineer and all those kind of things? So I want to just advise.
Okay. Data engineering is its own thing, right? Data engineering is heavily dependent on codes and stuff, right? Now, for you, from what you just said with your experience, you don't need to go into data engineering to get to strategic level. Even because you've had years of experience, you said you have years of experience with policies and compliance. Did I get that correctly?
No, I was an auditor, external auditor.
Okay, as an external auditor, what are their policies, right? That guides your auditing process. So compliance. Yeah. So you have experience with compliance, you have experience with policies, which is what data governance is about. It's just that now, what are you auditing? You're auditing the data governance policies. You are checking that those policies are being followed. You're actually helping them write the policies as well. So there are different layers within data governance. When you start off, you can start off as a data governance analyst, you can become a data governance lead, you can become a data governance manager, and then you can become a chief data officer. So it just goes up like that. So even within that, you don't need to have data engineering to go up that ladder. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I have a student and she was sharing this morning that for her, what I like to say with students is you can apply for anything. It's about your confidence level. What do you feel confident with? She mentioned how she has started applying. She's been applying for data governance manager roles. And she told me she even had an interview that was a data governance director role. I said, oh, okay. It's about what you're confident to say and do, right? So by the time you learn the concept, what you know that you can back up when you go for an interview, that's fine. And that's what she's been doing. So basically what I'm trying to say is that there's so much growth potential. If somebody who just did a training is already, at least her resume passed, she applied for data governance director, they didn't take her, but at least it passed, right? If she keeps at it, she'll get something eventually. So there's growth. It's a fast-growing field, and there's opportunity to grow up that ladder, and you don't have to start from the very bottom.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Hello. Good afternoon. I am just joining, and I have an engineering background. I just want you to tell me how long will this program take for the training?
It's for 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Do you have a
Okay.
data engineering background or just engineering? Which engineering exactly?
Data engineering background.
Okay, data engineering background. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, why I'm transitioning into GRC is because I'm tired of coding. By the time you go, you're trying to get a new job. They ask if you have experience in JavaScripting or Python. So many things to. I'm just tired of all of those. That's
So,
why I'm trying to.
and someone like you is going to really, like, if I were to recommend, not because of my program, even if you're not going to do my program, it's fine, right? It's just giving you information. I would recommend you go the route of data governance than GRC, and this is my reasoning. You already have data engineering, so you already have the technical skills that puts you above a lot of other applicants. Already, so once you can add frameworks, and those things will be easy for you to do. If you've learned, you learned coding. I don't think framework should be hard for you or anybody else on the call.
Okay.
So if you've learned, you already know coding, you already have those technical skills, you already understand data, you already understand what bad quality data means. Meaning that you can help an organization, you can break it down once you add theoretical, because a data governance professional stands in between IT, so the core data team, people doing all those codes, and then IT implementing systems, and the business, right?
Right.
So for you as a data engineering professional, already you have IT covered, which many people don't have. If you look at the job descriptions, they're only asking you to have foundational knowledge of SQL, if at all. Many don't even ask for SQL. So, but you already have above that, right? I believe you have SQL skills for you to be a data engineer.
Yeah, that's
so
what I use basically.
Exactly, you
SQL
already
and
have
Tableau, Power
above.
BI.
You already have above that. So once you add governance to it, your career would even move faster if you position yourself right. You will move faster. So someone like you starting the job, you should be giving yourself a year or two at most to target data governance manager if you're not already targeting it from the start, because you understand data, which other people do not understand to your level. So I hope that helps.
Yeah.
So instead of going to GRC, because when you go to GRC, some of your data skills will not be used. So why not go somewhere that your data skills give you an advantage? But it's not about my program. This is just me giving you, like my own recommendation. All right. Any other questions? Yes. Any other questions before we call it a day? If you want to join the program.
Can you hear me?
Is someone speaking?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so you said we will learn SQL and Power BI. What level of competency will we have achieved within the 8-week period? But I think that's going to be a limited period to learn a lot for those two.
For those tools. So what we do is, let me start with Microsoft. Okay, let me start with Microsoft Preview. We work on the projects, right? And it's Then we give you access to Purview for a month. So within that month, you can play around Purview. So now your level of expertise that you get out of Purview depends on how much of the Purview work you are going to do beyond the classroom. So if after the program you've done your assignments and all, and within that 1 month window where you have access to Purview, you are exploring, then you know your level of expertise with Purview will be stronger than who just only did assignments. Now, it's the same concept with even SQL and Power BI. We teach you SQL enough that you are confident, but you have to build on it outside the program with any coding language, any one at all, and with any tooling, not just coding languages, with any tool you are going to use at all for whatever field. What you learn in the class is what is going to get you started, enough to put on your resume. However, you need to continue learning, because if you learn SQL, for instance, you attend SQL classes, you do your portfolio there, your projects, work on those projects, and you don't continue afterwards, your level of understanding, you would even forget it. But we give you all the foundation now so that you can go and build on it. We're expecting that here is foundational knowledge. Ask us all the questions you need, build all of this. But now go and build outside the classroom. You need to continue building outside the classroom, because we can't possibly teach you every single thing that you need to know. But we teach you enough to be confident to start. So does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Any other question? So our main goal is getting you job ready to interview, getting you job ready, because your learning is in phases now. When you learn to be job ready, meaning you're at the end of the program, your resume is now good, your LinkedIn is good, you started applying for jobs, you're getting interviews, we want you to get a job. Now, when you get a job, you know your learning will still continue. Your learning has not stopped. In short, your learning has just started again. Once you get a job, you enter phase 2 of the learning. Because so for us, it is, we are targeting giving you that phase 1 of the learning, enough for a resume, enough for an interview, enough to give you confidence. Then when you get a job, continue learning. Don't stop. Because if you work in tech, working in IT means learning all the time. Learning does not stop in IT. So that one is standard with IT. If you stop your learning, the ship will, or is it the train will pass you. You're continuously learning. Because tools and everything is continuously evolving. Even the organizations, they're continuously trying to improve their processes, improve their systems. So there's always, tech is very busy and fast-paced. Things are always happening. So you must learn to work in tech. You must be someone that likes learning to work in tech. Any other questions before we end the session? So if you are joining us, June 6th is when we start. June 6th is the onboarding. So we usually have our onboarding day, which is June 6th for this next cohort. Send us a message. Once you make the payment, send us a message. You have 48 hours for
Hi,
this
Jennifer. I have a
discount.
question. Sorry.
Yes, please go ahead.
I wanted to ask if what if I make payments but I'm not ready to start June 6th because of other commitments? Can it be, do you have another class planned
You just
or
let us
later?
know. You let us know. If for any reason you
Okay.
can. We sometimes have students do that. They join and then tell us, like we have like 2 students who are joining this new cohort, this June 6 cohort, but they registered from another cohort. But I don't know, they got busy, stuff, life happens, right? So you can move it. So yes, as long as you let us know, right? Not the
Okay.
situation of you just did not attend classes, then one day you come up and say you're joining a new cohort.
Oh, no.
And that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So of course.
Bye.
All right. Any other questions before we call it a day? It's been lovely chatting with you all. Hoping to see some of you in class. If not all of you, hoping to see some of you in class.
Yeah. If
One
I want
question.
to, oh sorry. If I want to call you personally, when would be the best time to call you?
Okay, it's very difficult to say this is the exact best time. Just chat me up on WhatsApp. If I'm available at that time, I'll take your call. Just chat me up, like, can you call me? My number is there, right? I want to believe you're on the group. Are you on the group?
Yeah, I'm on group.
Okay, so you can see my number there, the group admin. Just say you want to chat me up, you want to talk with me, and if I'm available at that time, I'll let you know. If not, I'll give you another time. Sometimes it's difficult to say this is exactly when, because firstly, I have classes, I teach in the evenings, and then during the day, so because I consult as well, so I have a number of things. My schedule moves a lot. Yeah. Any other questions?
Okay, one more thing before I go. Ask a lot of questions.
It's all right.
Is it also possible for you to have more than one job?
Yes, no. Okay. Let me say it in a very Nigerian way. If your head will carry it, yes.
Okay.
It's possible. It's possible to have more than one job. Is it easy? It's not easy to navigate two jobs. But I know people that have more than one jobs. It just depends, right, on whether you can find a balance around it. It's very possible. Any other questions before we go?
So I want to ask, will this program now, will it lead to PR?
Okay, two people are talking. Chinyere was already speaking. So Chinyere, please go ahead, and afterwards the next person can speak.
I was asking if this will lead to PR, because that's part of the reason why I'm trying to transition.
Okay, you're trying to transition to IT or data?
Yeah.
You're trying to transition to IT because
IT,
of
yeah,
PR.
we'll just, yeah.
Okay, that is a slightly longer conversation. The why I say it's a longer conversation because that's about immigration now. Taking a program can help you get a job. Then immigration is about whether you can get what country you're in. Are you in Canada? Chinere, are you in Canada?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so if you're in Canada, the immigration bit is when you get a job. Are you on a work permit? So there are different things that are beyond the scope of this class. Are you on a work permit?
Yes, I am on a postgraduate work permit.
Postgraduate work permit.
Mm-hmm.
So it now depends on what province you're in, whether you want to go through PMP. If the I'm not sure about LMIA and how that works currently. So there's a lot of things that are outside the scope of this, right? But can it on its own? If I use myself as an example, immigration, I came in as a student, so I walked through the whole process too. And I went through, it wasn't PMP, it was the express entry, right? So my job played a role in that. So that's a different conversation. Different conversation, broader scope than what we're covering, right? So any other questions? Any other questions before we leave? There was someone else who was trying to speak. In the absence of questions, we're going to call it a day. Alrighty, so thank you everyone for your time. Thank you for being here. And if you do have questions after this call, feel free to reach out. And for those of you who will be joining the program, I look forward to seeing you in class. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.